Did you know you can sponsor your favorite podcast on the Spin Market Podcast Network? Hi, everybody. I'm Peter Stockdale, host of the Spin Market Report. In the past year, our podcasts have had over 20,000 total streams, and our YouTube channels have had over 1 million views. Whether you're promoting a product, service, or event, we'll help you reach the audience that matters. Get more information on how to sponsor a podcast at spinmarketwith2ks.com. Spin Market. Your business, your message, our platform.
It's the Spin Market Report. Here's your host, Peter Stockdale.
All right. It's the last Marketing Monday of the year.
And really?
Yes, this is the last Marketing Monday of the year.
It's been so much fun that I didn't even realize that it was going to be for the end of the year. Yes, Mondays are always our important marketing days. So
yes.
It's a great way to kick off your week.
Beginning of the year, end of the year, it doesn't really matter. It's always a good time for marketing.
We'll start it all over again next year.
Absolutely. This is going to be a fun one. To end the year, we're sitting down with Sarah Rustvold. Sarah, you are the director of the Fort Dodge Regional Airport, which is, I want to say in the last 5-ish plus years has been kind of really been kicking off. There's a lot of stuff been going on out there, a lot of people talking about it. And that's not just me saying that working at a digital marketing firm. I work,
plug.
I live in Humboldt and I even hear about it up there. So it's a pretty big deal. I mean, from Fort Dodge, you guys can fly to a connecting flight to go literally anywhere in the world, which is pretty cool. So let's kick off this interview. Let's start way at the beginning. What got you interested in aviation? Was this always a dream of yours to be a airport director?
No.
That was easy.
No, that's the straight answer. Was that the career goal? No, it was not. But I just love how life can take you so many different places. And this is exactly where I think I was meant to end up.
Cool.
That was not always a goal. I went to school for music. Nice. I had planned on being either a music teacher or, if you can believe it, singing opera. So
whoa,
I know.
Whoa, that's right. I've never met anybody that could sing opera.
Well,
sing us a couple bars. Yes. No, I'm just kidding.
It's been a couple of years, but yeah. So, did 2 years at Iowa Central, was in everything possible that you could imagine of all their music programs, and I was going to go to Drake, and 2 weeks before I went, I withdrew. I was, just kind of had a reality moment and couldn't see myself. I'm too much of a homebody to leave. So anyways, some years went by, and I worked in administration before, accounting here and there, and then I moved away. When I moved back, looking for a job, and I saw this job posted at the airport, and it was for the administrative assistant doing account work. And I said to my now husband, I said, so I can do all this. I think I can do all this stuff in here, but I don't know anything about airports. And now here I am. Decade later, I was mentored under Rhonda Chambers, the previous director, for almost a decade. And she taught me a lot. So
I'm sure.
Nice.
Very
a
lot of knowledge there.
Yes.
So this wasn't always like your biggest dream in the world to do this. Music, that's pretty cool. I like music. I play music sometimes on the weekends and things like that. So that's really intriguing, honestly. Let's kick it back over to the airport. What does a typical day look like for you as the director? Like, what all does it entail?
So we wear all the hats being the size of airport that we are. So it's definitely a team effort. But in the administration office, we are doing anything from the financial day-to-day, and we are applying for grants from the federal and state level. We are asking for those requests for reimbursements, getting quotes for different projects that are happening at the airport, a lot of different improvements, leases, managing hangar leases, tenant leases in the building. So the airport isn't just one business. We have businesses within the airport. So just a little bit of everything.
Interesting. I always forget that, you have airport hangar rentals. And I guess for me, this is the small-minded thought process of it's just you guys go in, and when the airplanes take off, your job's done. And then you just sit around and wait for one to land, and then your job's done. It's not just that.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on in there, especially with the grants and, just I'm going to throw the free plug in here for Talk 4 Dodge. When you were on their episode, it was like, this is really kind of eye-opening. I guess I didn't realize all this stuff. There's a lot of work that goes on out there.
I think it's probably like any job. You know, you wonder what somebody does, and until you do it, you have no idea.
Exactly.
There's always so much more that goes into surface level of what you think things are.
Yeah. All right. So biggest challenges, and we're going to caveat that afterwards with the biggest rewards. But what are some of the biggest challenges out at the airport?
I guess I'm going to go right back to the last. It's just that we wear all the hats. We're a small airport, an airport that's a lot bigger, an international airport. You know, they have somebody that just focuses on hangar leases, somebody who's only accounts receivable, somebody's only accounts payable. We have 3 operations guys. They do the signs, the markings, the painting, the snow plowing, the mowing, everything. But somewhere at a large airport, their job might just be signs and marking on the airfield. And they never mow a day. They're not in that department. So I think the biggest challenge is that it's just having to kind of know everything, all the regulations, do everything from that standpoint, just on a smaller scale, held to the same standards and rules and regulations.
Ah, yeah. Okay. So you still have the same rules and regulations you have to follow as every other airport, but less people to pull it off.
And less runways, and
Yeah.
you know, we are smaller in
A little
size.
bit smaller planes usually.
Yeah.
I mean, you were talking about mowing the lawn and everything. Like, I never even thought about that. There's a lot of space that your airport covers, because, I mean, you can drive around it on a few different sides there, and it's like, this is actually really big, because you pull into town and then you take the one road over towards, I don't know, the highway, and it's like, the airport goes all the way over to here, like all the way out by the apple orchard. Are you serious? It's pretty cool, honestly.
Just under 1,000 acres.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild.
There's a few.
All right. So how about the biggest rewards? Like, what's one of the most rewarding things? You go in and when you get home at night and you hang your hat up and you're like, yeah, this is awesome.
I just think thinking toward the future and just the excitement of what the airport is going to look like. You know, I'll tip a hat to Rhonda, you know, her master plan and her vision. The master plan's every 10 to 15 years. It was kind of just a perfect transition, because we're transitioning into the next 10 to 15 year master plan and getting to make it look like what we would like, and, you know, looking at the projects that we're thinking of. And it's really exciting, and everything that is going to happen in the next 10 to 15 years, while also thinking about today and tomorrow and the near exciting projects, hearing from everybody from the community, from the airport, and what they want the airport to look like. It's just a really exciting possibility to see what it's going to be.
It's really kind of cool though. Like I mean, I'm from Humboldt. We have a little airport there. It's not even close to the same operation you guys run out here. That's just like one of their little local county airports. You know, I'm sure there's a lot less involvement there than what you guys have going on, you know, here in Fort Dodge. But let's talk about how the Fort Dodge Regional Airport serves the community. Because I mean, I can kind of see how just like generally speaking, an airport would serve the community, but this has been used for a lot of things. I mean, I recall maybe like one of the Air Force One type planes came in or something like that one time, or was going to. Like, you guys have had a lot of traffic out here for things that are, you know, that attract national attention, quite honestly.
Well, actually, there's a very famous photo of them playing football out there.
Yeah.
Who was it?
It was Pence.
It was Pence. That was right. It
wow.
was Pence, yes.
Interesting.
I remember that now. That was a big deal because they couldn't get out right away or something.
Yep, they
and
were on a ground hold, I believe.
Yes, and they were outside playing football.
Yeah, why not, I guess.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that go on. You know, Humboldt, back to their airport, they have a lot of cool events, like, you know, their size of airport, different fly-ins and things like that, community-based events, which is kind of what my vision is of the future too, is some community events. We just had our first fall fly-in.
Cool.
So that was in October,
That went very well.
It went really well. Yeah, we had 347 people go through the pancake line. We had Chris cakes out there, and so all the proceeds went to the Brush Creek Area Honor Flight.
Cool.
Yeah, we had some plane rides. So getting the community out to the airport to see what goes on out here. If you're not using it in the flight sense, you know, you're not going to book a flight on United, still come out and see what we have to offer, because there's a lot of things going on, and we're kind of set back. So
I remember the Labor Day event.
the skydiving.
Skydiving, where they bring the couches out and
Yeah.
and all that. That was really fun.
Wow. Is that still a thing you guys are doing, like the skydiving event? No?
That was the last year that was 2014. So looking to bring events back. Skydiving, not sure. Fly-ins, drive-ins like that, where the community is welcome. Fly-in, that portion, people from Humboldt, from Algona, anywhere, they can fly in to the airport and come and have pancakes and whatnot, and then fly back to their respective home airport. And
wow, that's super fun. It's funny because I remember being a kid and like driving to Fort Dodge. I don't want to say a kid, like early 20s, teenager years, whatever, and seeing people parachuting. I'm like, what's going on out here? And it was always like on the day where people would be out there flying, doing, whatever that was called. The fly in air. What are we talking about here?
Skydiving
is the word I was looking for. Thank you, everybody, for helping me out. I appreciate it. You can leave that in. I'm just going to leave it in. I don't care.
No.
But yeah, so, it's really kind of cool, the things that having an airport here locally helps out with the community wise. I'm thinking about like healthcare, regional connectivity, supporting local businesses, running events like you're running there. Can we name a few more of those? Because I'm trying to think of like other ways that like the regional airport here in town does good things for this community. We're talking maybe people want a job here and they can fly in instead of having to drive all the way here from wherever they reside.
The economic development end of it is huge.
It is huge. There was a study in 2022 done by the state of Iowa, and it said that Fort Dodge, the regional airport in Fort Dodge, produces $18 million of economic impact per year. When I first heard that, it was really hard to wrap my head around. Like, do you know that commercial where that kid comes in the room? I think it's an insurance commercial, and he's like, "You guys, what's the economy?"
Oh, yeah.
And they're all like,
and
and they're like, he's like, "Whatever, I'll Google it."
yes.
That's kind of how I felt in the beginning. It's like, there's no way that number. But then when you start to think about it, the jobs, the people that live here, the people that fly in, they rent cars, they get gas here, they go to lunch here, they go to dinner here. We have the private side of the airport, which has business in and out all the time. We have smaller aircraft. We have jet aircraft coming in, and they come in for the day. They come in for the weekend, a week, whatever it is, for whatever reason, whether it be leisure, business, and they're spending their money here.
Well, just like when we did the Nestle event, they flew in from corporate that day on a plane or on their company jet. And it was a perfect example of economic development right there, being able to have the heads of Nestle coming in to an event.
In state softball.
Yes,
when we have state softball, we had people fly in to go to state softball. They walk across the road, and that brings people in. And there's just a lot of reasons that people come here, and they're flying in and out and going and shopping, eating, and everything in our town. So it's pretty cool.
Nothing against the infrastructure of all the cars here for like state softball, but how awesome would it be to fly in, park your plane, walk across the road, watch the team play, and you're like, I'm done. Walk across the road and fly home. That would be the coolest. I also forgot all about like all the private flights you guys do with. It's not like you have private jets coming in, but literally like people coming here for business or doing things like that. They're not on these connecting flights that you guys have. They're here on their own accord to fly into your airport to do these things.
They're not on the other side going through TSA and going on to the United flights. They're going through the FBO side, Fort Dodge Flight Support, and they are going through the general aviation side.
That's super cool.
Yep. So just like you come in and you park your car somewhere, they're coming in, tying down. They're coming in, they're getting fuel, just like you would a gas station, but it's for a plane.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool having a connecting flight out of here too. You can fly to Chicago and basically go basically anywhere from there, So like, I want to say like my parents have done that a couple times. They used to always, we're going to drive down to Des Moines, and then we're going to park the car, and then we're going to pay to park it for a week and a half, and then we're going to fly, all that so they could save $18 on a ticket, and it's like, yeah, but like you could just come over here and it's literally like you saved yourself all the time of driving. There's free parking, correct?
Yes.
Holy smokes. Like that's like one of the biggest things, you could free parking out there and fly. That's makes so much sense to do that, especially when you can just go over to Chicago and you go anywhere, it just makes a lot of sense. I don't know. That's one of my favorite things about having this here. What's the importance to you guys to have the connecting flight to Chicago?
I think just the connectivity to anywhere in the country and in the world. And I did print out my little stat here. I really like numbers. That's kind of
well, that's your gig.
That's kind of my gig. Yeah, I like those. So as of October 2025, O'Hare had approximately 1,092 daily direct flights to 176 U.S. cities and approximately 118 daily direct flights to 60 international destinations.
What? That's wild.
I mean, when Iowa State played in Ireland, we had a day where 23 people flew out to Ireland from Fort Dodge. So just one time I talked to a passenger and him and his wife were moving to Italy.
Oh, wow.
And he's like, we're just finishing up, a couple things. So we're going, now, and then we're going to finish the move. We've been slowly moving, and they've been flying back and forth from Fort Dodge. And I work there, and I still think it's like, wow, that's cool. People are just casually flying from Fort Dodge to Italy on a Tuesday,
That's wild.
So it's very cool. It's important to the region that we can all have this connectivity too.
Yeah.
Well, I just flew out from the Fort Dodge Airport to Washington, D.C. here not even a month ago. And it was so slick. Got on here, piece of cake, got to Chicago, and I think I had an hour was all I had to wait. Got on the flight, went to Washington, D.C. A little bit faster. I made it by 2 minutes to get on the flight from Chicago to Fort Dodge. But, it was a piece of cake. It was really nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It makes me think about when Todd was talking about on Talk Fort Dodge, he had talked to somebody that drove up here from the Ankeny Ames-ish area, because they were literally time to drive, it's the same, and I'm going to Chicago anyways, so why not just drive up here? And I don't know, it seems so unique. I'm sure there's other places pseudo Fort Dodge size that might have something kind of sort of similar, but it's just so cool to me that I can drive 20 miles and then get on a plane and go anywhere. I don't know. It's just something really neat to me.
That's one of the important parts of having the airport here is that you drive 20 miles and go anywhere.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And the thing about the Chicago flight, there had been other regional flights in the past, correct? I think, don't quote, because I'm not from here. I think there was one to St. Louis maybe at one point in time.
Yes.
And there might have been one to Denver maybe at one point in time.
We did have Denver, that was on United, but we had Minneapolis, Chicago, and St. Louis when we had Air Choice 1, which was the 8-seat aircraft.
8-seat, that's not too many though.
Yeah, I loved that though. The Cessna Caravan's a fantastic aircraft.
Oh, cool.
You fly at a certain height and you just see everything while you're flying there. It was a very enjoyable flight, and the seats were really big. But Denver, we had in 2021 for 6 months. That was on United. SkyWest operated how we are right now. The pilot shortage hit, and those flights were taken away. And that wasn't in our original contract anyway. That was something that we voiced we would like. That's why we ended up getting it. Things were going really well until the big retirement of pilots and the pilot shortage. And we ended up where we were and ended up tagged with Mason City. So if any of you were on those flights where you had to go Fort Dodge to Chicago, but you had to stop in Mason City, but it wasn't considered part of your flight. So we had to do that to accommodate, and we did. SkyWest was great to work with. They've worked with us through everything that has happened since COVID. I know every industry has felt it. We've all had our unique challenges throughout the COVID era and in past, but they've worked with us. We have heard a lot of feedback that we want Denver back.
Yes.
We get phone calls all the time, if not daily, at least a couple times a week, emails. People loved that connection. So SkyWest is aware, and we are working really hard. I really hope that I get the chance to announce that is going to happen.
Yes. This is pre-recorded, so I will say that in case any news develops.
Okay.
But I want to say I saw it in the paper or something. They had it had been brought up in a public forum where it was we're interested in flying to Denver again. Is that correct?
Yeah. So a Fort Dodge native, she started a petition. She lives in Denver, and she started a petition just showing community support, asking that if anybody is interested. She had a very nice write-up. So our Facebook page, we did share it. So if you want to go read that, it was great. And it just said, sign your name, show your support if you would use that flight.
That's super cool.
We did send you a letter to send off for showing our support as well for that.
Yeah. And I did forward that on.
Oh, thank you.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah.
All right. So how about improvements that have been made out there? I remember hearing something about like maybe resurfacing the runway out there. Like, can we maybe talk about some of the improvements? Maybe that wasn't one of them. Maybe that was something. Is there anything that I maybe missed, not looking in the paper that comes by?
Well, we just recently rehabbed 2 of our taxiways, which taxiways are, I guess you would say, the side roads to get to the runways. So the runways are where you take off and land. Taxiways are getting back to your tarmac, to your gate.
Okay.
So people aren't taking off and landing on those. Once you've exited the runway, you take the taxiways to get back to your gate. But upcoming in the spring, we are going to reconstruct one of our taxiways from incandescent to LED lighting.
Oh, cool.
So we applied for a pretty aggressive supplemental grant, which was federal funding, and we received that. So 95% of this project will be paid for by the federal government, and 5% will be paid for by the city.
That sounds pretty good to me. That's a good deal.
It's a pretty good split. So
Very much.
Yeah.
Yep. And then our runway 1230, which is not our primary runway. It's smaller. It's the smaller of the 2. That one is getting full depth crack repaired. Anywhere that there's any significant cracks, they will be full depth repaired and filled. So that will be done in the spring as well.
Now, I'm just assuming that the runways you have out there aren't just, and there's nothing against any of the road people, but this not just like a road, right? You can't just like seal coat it and call it good enough, right?
Yeah, there's some pretty stringent standards on how the pavement has to be. So there's a whole pavement condition index on runways and taxiways. So, and there can't be more of a 3-inch lip, more than 3 inches off of the pavement to the grass. So there has to be a very nice smooth transition. So it even off the pavement has to be nice and level and flat.
Oh, so you can't just like stack pavement on top of pavement and before you know it, you're 6 inches of, okay.
Has to be.
Wow,
There's
there's a lot of stuff that goes into this that I didn't think about. It almost makes me want to like rewrite some of the questions and attack this again because this is pretty wild.
If you want any light reading, just type in FAA advisory circulars and have at it.
I will leave that to you because you have the position. How about some behind the scenes operations that are going on over there that might surprise people? Again, I'm not from Fort Dodge, real close by, but I'm sure there's stuff going on there that would probably just wow the average person like me.
There's a lot going on. Yeah. I mean, other than I said, there's not just one business. So the facility is city owned. So it is owned. There's 5 of us that work for the city, myself, administrative coordinator, Alexis Powers. We have Alex Kennebeck, our airport operations supervisor, Alex Karstensen, and Tyler Grunden, their airport operations specialist. And those 3 take care of all the mowing, all the snow plowing, repairing all the buildings, their building maintenance.
Wow.
Yeah, they take care of the lights, the signs, the painting on the roadside and the airfield side. Alexis, she works closely with me and with the financial and the grants and everything. So we're in the administration office. But then we have 3 other businesses. We have Fort Dodge Flight Support, and they operate the general aviation side. They fuel the airline. They fuel the aircraft that come in on the general side. And then there are, if you want to learn how to fly, you can take flight lessons. So
cool.
We have some instructors on site. And then we have TSA. So just like any other airport, we have TSA. They're in the airport separate business, and they're always making sure that our flights are safe and doing screening. And then we have the airlines. So SkyWest Airlines operates the United flights, and they are another business, and we all work together. So I think something interesting is that there's 4 businesses. We're all there, but we're all tight-knit. You know, we have one gate, the parking lot right across from the terminal, and so we all know what's going on and we all know each other. And I think that's pretty cool behind the scenes that, we know all the TSA and all the airline workers,
That's pretty awesome.
The FBO. So it's a good environment.
Well, I think isn't the Life Flight coming out of your airport now too? Or
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Because they used to have their own pad at the hospital, but with all the advances that are going on at the hospital, they had to move out to the airport, or am I wrong on that?
I think they are still at the airport or at the hospital. I'm not totally sure, but yes, they do have a hangar at the airport when bad weather comes. So they've always had a hangar there.
Okay.
So,
Cool.
Yeah, they do maintenance.
I knew there was
there.
some connection, but okay.
Yeah, again, it's like something I didn't think about how big this operation was when I loaded up some of these questions. I feel so generic asking some of
No,
these.
they're good. They lead to good good conversation.
We had talked about the sustainability and modernization of the airport because you guys are doing LED lights out there now. That's got to be pretty cool. Are there any other operations like that you guys are doing out there to try to, I don't want to say like modernize it, but, you know, make sure that the airport is keeping up with the times and not falling behind?
Yeah. And of course, everything comes down to grant money, availability, and all that fun stuff. But we would love to see solar at some point, whether, you know, we need to, whether it be powering the terminal, the airfield, have solar on the airfield. So we're kind of investigating in that.
How about
trying to keep with the times?
How about like partnering or collaborating with other, you know, businesses, entities? I mean, you guys already said there's basically four businesses like right there working out, but like how much interaction do you have like with all the other city officials and things like that to kind of make sure that everything goes down, you know, the way it should go down? Because you guys are a city organization. I remember finding you guys had a little page on the city's website.
Yeah.
You guys also have your own website, FortDodgeRegionalAirport.com. Link is in the description. But how do you guys partner with everybody to make sure that everything is, you guys all have one collective goal in mind and you go to meet it?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like that's a thing that not a lot of people know, is that we are a department of the city of Fort Dodge. You see Fort Dodge Regional Airport. It seems kind of standalone, but we are a department of the city, and the city is I love working for the city. I could probably say that's pretty biased, but, you know, because that's where I work. But we all work, I feel like I always saw that, especially in the position before I was even the director as of August 1st, is that the city works well together. But now, I mean, everybody just listens to your ideas and wants to help and collaborate, and the county collaborates, and the Growth Alliance is part of it. And it's neat to see everybody pool resources and see how we can make a dream and visions come true by working together rather than in independent silos. So seeing it firsthand it's been fun. I'm excited. I'm excited to plan and to see the future.
I mean, you mentioned it's so cool that like, okay, so Fort Dodge has like a municipal pool and municipal parks and rec and municipal airport, like an actual regional hub airport that is part of the city. That's really cool, honestly. Like, yeah,
in the city, they support us. We are partially city tax funded. That is always, you know, taxes are always a hot button topic, right? So yeah, we are in that mix, and the city is, I mean, a fantastic support, and I'm excited to see, you know, I want to just, of course you want to dream and have everything. It'd be cool to have, you know, I have a lot of ideas, but, you know, but just the support, you know, we're going to see where we can get and everything. So,
well, the fact that you feel free enough to even investigate those type of things is huge.
It is. That shows it's a positive environment.
Exactly, because if you feel that nobody's going to pay attention or whatever, it just stagnates you.
Yeah.
And you don't want to deal with it. You don't want to even waste your time as you feel it is on that.
And if you know, you don't know the answer if you don't ask.
That's right.
And if it's not possible, then
yeah,
that's okay too. But
the worst they can say is no.
All right, next idea. So.
Yeah, and also like hats off to the city to be like open enough where you can ask them the question too. Because I mean, like, it's not like this is the way it is, but imagine if you worked for a city and you were at the airport like you do, and you're just like, I want to ask these people this question. Like, now we already looked into that 10 years ago. We're not even gonna entertain. Like, they're open to having the questions. They're not experts in any of this. They're experts in their little avenue, and that's what they're there for, and that's why you're asking them the questions. It's not like they know how to run an airport. You know, that's what you're doing. So you're like, how do you and I get together and make sure that this works out?
And on that other side, there's a ton I don't know. So, you know, asking the right people.
Right,
you know?
people, right questions.
Yeah, because it's amazing, because on that point, I want to know everything, and I want to know everything all at once. But that is just, I have to take a breath and know that, you know, that's another thing about collaboration with city, county, coworkers, the state DOT, I've called them, the FAA, local FAA, Kansas City FAA. Everybody knows, everybody has an area of expertise. And as much as I want to know it all so that I can ask questions and make it, sometimes you just got to ask the question and ask for help. It's
awesome to have those resources and to have them you know, willing to answer those. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Yeah, I mean, like, I remember when you were in here with Rhonda and you were just starting to go through the transition of you becoming the director and Rhonda was stepping away, if I recall correctly, on Talk Fort Dodge. You know, I bet that was really awesome to have her there.
Yes.
You know, as you were getting ready to fill her shoes as she left, you had somebody there as a sounding board to just literally just ask everything. And she'd been there for a while, right?
29 years.
Wow. Okay. So yeah, she had a little bit more time than you did to absorb some more information.
She has a lot more years under her belt than I did. So, but she did a great job mentoring me, and now just at the beginning of a lot to learn. So
yeah, it's gotta be fun though. It's gotta be fun to learn all this stuff.
I'm excited.
Okay. So what's something that most people wouldn't realize about running an airport? Like I had mentioned earlier, my small mind was just like, all right, you get people in, you get them on the flight, and then you're just done. Like, what are some of the things that people don't realize about what you're doing out there?
I have nothing to do with the flights. Like we don't get flight benefits. It's you get free flights. You know, it's like, nope, we don't work for the airline. And I don't say that I don't have anything to do with the flights. When the flights are operating, I'm not out there marshaling them. I'm not checking people in, taking people through TSA. So pretty much every experience firsthand with people that you're going to have when you come into the airport, unless you come into my office, which you can. I mean, I'll chat and say hey, but you're going to be seeing TSA. You're going to be checking in with the airline, and the customer service that they provide is great. I think the Fort Dodge customer service, having that smaller town feel, is really nice, and that's what we strive for, is providing that local feel. And when you come in, you walk in, you're gonna go find your gate, you're gonna go through security first and then find your gate. Well, we're kind of like an open concept terminal here. You walk in, there's your ticket counter, there's the TSA, and there's your gate. So we have one gate. It's just a nice, we can ease you into the chaos of travel. So
ooh, that's a good line, isn't it?
I love that, actually.
Yes, I think that's going to be on a reel.
Yeah.
That's got to be somewhere for sure, because, and I don't know, I flew, let's say pre-2001, and I've flown post-2001, and I was so about the flying experience. I didn't fly again for like 15 to 20 years. And then you go back through and it's like, security, yes. Checkpoints, yes. TSA, yes. And baggage. And I mean, when you fly to some of these big places like San Diego and stuff, it's like this. I'm glad somebody else is here that's been flying more than I have to tell me to go this way, put your phone in here and empty your, it's like they tell you to do all this stuff, but it's nice to have somebody guide you around. Mm-hmm. I bet that's one of the coolest things about going to Fort Dodge is you don't really have the hustle bustle, hurry up and wait kind of feel of most airports.
I mean, unless there's a weather delay or ground hold in Chicago or something, and I mean, we do have delays. It's not absolute perfection. Things happen, but yeah, you're not going to come in and you're not going to be running across miles or trying to find which tram takes you where, or which train or people mover. Like, you're just going to come in, and someday we're going to have a sign. Maybe I envision this sign that says Gate 1 - the only.
The only one.
Until we expand. If we had more gates, that'd be super cool. You never know.
Well, when I flew out here a month ago, I knew somebody behind the tickets. I knew 3 different passengers going out. I came back, I knew 4 different passengers. And how many people are? 50. Well, there wasn't quite that. That could be the max, but there was probably 25 on the flight each way. And I was just amazed at the number of people I knew.
Yeah, I remember you saying something like that on the last episode when you guys were on go back and listen to that Talk Fort Dodge episode if you want. But like, I remember you guys saying something like almost 30 people plus are on every single flight in or out of here. Is it something close to that?
Not every flight, no.
Okay.
That would be amazing. That's what we're striving for. But we're slated to probably end around 8,500 people using the airport this year. That's just out. So that would be in-planements, people getting on the plane. That doesn't count the people that are getting off in Fort Dodge.
That's cool.
So, yeah.
That's really awesome. Okay, how about a particularly memorable day or a fun story from the airport? This could be from recently since you've been the director, or if you got something from when you first started, maybe fun stories.
Rhonda always had fun stories. Come on.
Just got to make sure you don't tell one without her blessing.
there was a lot. I think maybe one of the most memorable things has to be, and it does involve Rhonda, the first time that I was on the airfield. So she took me out to show me around the airport, and we were on the runway she showed me the runways, the taxiways, everything around the property. How big runways are when you're not in a plane. When we got out there and we took a picture, and I'm like, I am standing on an airport runway right now, just kind of a shock and awe thing. And because it's our big runway is 150 foot wide. Mm-hmm. So it's a lot of pavement, and it is over a mile long, hence the tagline, So I think that's just the most memorable. And I think also it continues to be the most memorable because it doesn't get any less amazing.
Yeah. I mean,
it's just cool.
It's like half a football field wide.
It's just, yeah.
It's crazy to think how big that is.
It's huge. So I think just the sheer vastness of it, even at our size airport.
All right. Are there any big dreams, goals, things for the next 5, 10, 15 years that you have that you want to let the cat out of the bag now, or are you going to hold them close to your chest for a while until we get some balls rolling here?
Well, there's always the 5-year capital improvement plan. So there are projects slated, and, there's processes through the state and the federal planning department on how we plan and everything. But as far as just the future of the airport, I guess, like I said before, community involvement, community events, maybe an air show.
Oh, that would be fun.
I think an air show would be cool.
Yes.
So kind of investigating those type of things and asking all the questions and seeing what is possible and seeing what we can do. Man,
it still just blows me away every time. I'm like, you got any fun plans? And you're like, well, based on, federal and state and all these regulations, like I always forget how much you guys have so many hoops to jump through. It's not like you can just be like, yeah, we just built a new building out. You have to go through quite a bit to make sure.
Yeah. It's kind of like anything. There's always a department that you work with and everything. Mm-hmm. And we have really good resources and really good partners.
That's awesome. All right. So how about how air travel is going to evolve? There's a part of me that feels like big airports, yes, they're nice, they're cool and stuff like that. But I feel like there's such a desire for these regional airports that I feel like I don't know. I'm basing this off of literally nothing other than a hunch and a feeling, but I feel like they might take off. No joking, no pun intended. But I feel like this is the thing. The more I hear people talk about the Fort Dodge Airport and how easy it is to fly out of there and how comfortable it is, and it's free parking and everything. It just seems so much easier than driving to a big city and doing the big city rigmarole. I don't know. Do you feel like the small regional airports are going to be a strength in the future?
I want to say yes. I love your positive outlook on that because that's how I feel as well. There has always been a little bit, if I'm being honest, a little bit of a struggle with the regional airports because we are federally funded through the Essential Air Service program, and people have very strong feelings both ways. So I think it's kind of a use it or lose it in a way. The federal funding is there, and so we need people to use it. And regional airports, whether people use it or not, provide a ton to the economy, to the local economy. If you don't have competition gets scarce, then prices go up. That's just my personal thought. I can't imagine a world where regional airports did not have some sort of commercial service. I think that would be crazy. But that's just my personal view, and I work at a Essential Air Service commercial service airport. So that's probably why. But I have heard Rhonda talk about it for years. And if you want reading material, this one is less regulation based, but I do have a very good article about all of this that I won't go into because I could talk about it forever. But also going off numbers, Essential Air Service, and people say, this should not be federal subsidized. Well, taxes, again, that hot button topic, right? I want the fire department to come to my house if we have a fire. I want police if anything goes wrong. The city water, all these amenities that we just take for granted every single day that, I'm not going down to the river and getting my water. Or
washing clothes.
Or washing clothes. I have a hot water heater because I pay electricity. And it's just all these things we take for granted, we pay taxes for. Well, if you're looking at the pie chart of it, the essential air service is 0.1% of the overall federal budget. And I'm not kidding. I have the infographics. So, I mean, it's $94 million a year. To me, I don't know about you, the M is very big, but when you're talking about $1 trillion budget, the DOT is 1.5 billion. So the DOT, including rail, including all those other departments, aviation included, is again a little over 1% of the federal budget. So
doesn't seem so bad.
I feel, so I mean, when you put it into perspective that way, and every other department can do the same thing too. So it's what you're passionate about. But I think regional airports are here to stay, and I really hope so.
Well, it just makes me think, like, if the Fort Dodge Regional Airport was not what it was, it would literally just be nothing more than a hub for spray planes. And then everyone would have at least a 2-hour drive to go somewhere to go anywhere. Honestly, there
would be a lot of general aviation still. I mean, we'd still be here, and we would, if essential air service was ever to go away, we would find other ways to provide air service. It would just not. It would look different.
Oh, okay.
So it's not totally. No.
It's not all or nothing.
No.
Okay.
No, we'll be creative.
All right, I love that. I love it. Such a good outlook. I love it.
Well.
Okay, so we're getting down to the end of this. I got one question. Maybe it's a fun one, maybe not. I threw it on here because I thought it'd be fun. If you could get on a plane today and fly anywhere, where would you go? No budget. You got Peter's credit card. Just give it a big old swipe.
You got a big credit card.
Yeah, it'll go. I guarantee it'll go through no matter where you swipe.
I have countries on bucket list. I have lots of different places, but I did just look at these little neon colored bungalows on the water in one of the keys.
Ooh.
And they looked really pretty. Popped up the other day, and I had looked at it before, of course. So
digital marketing.
Just a little bit of remarketing, engaging. So that's been in the front of my mind. Looked really nice.
Nice.
Sounds wonderful.
That does sound really fun, honestly. All right. So I like to ask everyone the same question to end these. Before I get to the last question, I do want to say once again, FortDodgeRegionalAirport.com. All the links are going to be down below for everything with the airport. Sarah, if you could name a time in your life when marketing impacted you and you didn't know it, maybe until afterwards, what would it be?
I feel like I do know it. And that, I mean, I don't want to, that comes off like, oh, I know about marketing. But no, I know that I've gotten swindled sometimes. And I don't even, not swindled, but, like they got me. Yeah. And it was a good campaign because I get repeat emails and then I get it on my Facebook and then it's on Pinterest somehow and it's everywhere. And before you know it, I'm like, I do want that product and they know it and I buy it. It's just, I've done my research on it. It's a good buy. It's something I want. And I'm like, you know what? Good job to them because they got me. I didn't forget about it.
Yeah.
What you just brought up is called retargeting, usually. Yep. And clients will ask me, well, how do you know it's being retargeted? Well, I know it is because it's showing, I have data that shows it, but you're also telling me that you saw it here and you saw it there and I saw it there. That's retargeting. And it's not necessarily on the same platform all the time. You brought that up, Pinterest and
my email,
whatever it may be. All of that is retargeting because they found out that, you have an interest. So we have to have those additional touches there in order to keep you interested.
And that final 15% offer.
Yes.
Gets the
gone.
Gets the deal person in me and it's just done for.
Oh man, it's unfortunate this comes out after Black Friday because that'd be a good plug for Black Friday right there. That's where the deals are there on Black Friday to really wrangle you in.
Yep.
I mean, it makes me think there's so many times where like I don't know, I play guitar and there's like a certain types of guitars I kind of like and maybe I own one or two or maybe I have owned one or two and every time a new model comes out they're always just like, here's the new color and it's like, quit showing me this. Like I want it. I want it, but I'm not going to buy it. And then you see it again. You're like, it looks so nice, but
just going to cave in.
No, I haven't caved yet, but it's going to happen. It's going to happen. So,
well, we'll know it when he brings that certain color guitar into the office.
Yeah, I'll just bring it in here. I'll be wearing it like jewelry.
Yeah. Well, even you said that maybe you didn't know that. Then that has me think sometimes there's things that I look and I'm like, ooh, maybe these products are being put in front for a reason, and then it's something I didn't know I wanted, but now I want it. And then I'm going to see it 10 more times. That's
called looking at the different things that you are purchasing and what else would be a shoot off of that.
Consumerism. What a time.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, that makes me think you go through the grocery store and the things that are eye level versus ankle level, and you're going to pick the stuff that it's, they all pay the money, pay the money for those shelf spaces.
Yes,
too.
And the end of the
the
rows,
end caps.
caps.
Yeah. Well,
there's a reason they're there.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, this is really cool. Believe it or not, I learned a lot about the airport. Even though I sat through that Talk Fort Dodge episode, I was like, I got a good enough handle on this to ask the right questions. And I asked questions. I got answers that I wouldn't have ever thought of. And I think that's one of the coolest parts about this is just learning on the fly, no pun intended again, as we go through these. Because I feel like, again, I felt like I knew so much about this. And now I realize that my eyes have been opened. So, I'm going to say once again, all the links are going to be down below for everything for the Fort Dodge Regional Airport. Sarah, I want to say thank you for taking time out of your day to swing by and talk to us and help educate me a little bit on this.
Thank you for having me.
Yep.
Well, and we have one more thing. This is Buster, the bulldog.
Okay.
Buster the bulldog is our mascot here. Sorry, Sadie, even though you're the CPO, is our mascot. And we are bulldogs to get your business online and digitally seen. So we would like you to rub Buster's head for just a little bit of good luck.
Good luck.
For you and the Fort Dodge Regional Airport.
Thank you.
And thank you.
It's really cool. Thank you. This podcast is produced by Spin Market and Digital. Located in Fort Dodge, Iowa, Spin Market's highly skilled team can help you increase your market by updating your website, improving SEO, designing advertisements, and producing podcasts that will grab the attention of your market. Contact Spin Market today for all your digital marketing needs at digitalagent@spinmarket.com or call us at 515-302-8026. And to learn more, visit our website at www.spinmarket.com. That's digitalagent@spinmarket.com or 515-302-8026. Or visit our website at www.spinmarket.com.